Today I want to tell you about a protagonist was bullied before going to jail. He had to practice Chinese kung fu to save his life. And he became the boss on the first day he was sent to jail. The movie is called Big Stan. The story started. The actor Stan was a real estate salesman. With his clever eloquence, even an old lady was willing to pay for him. The police suddenly came to his office that day. They quickly arrested Stan for fraud. The lawyer he hired was helpless. The judge sentenced him to 3 years imprisonment and the execution would begin 6 months later. The 100,000 gold coins that Stan gave to the judge also fell through. Thinking that he was about to go to jail, he came to the restaurant to eat and drink. Mindy, his wife, wanted to have a baby. But Stan would like a dog, not a baby. Mindy was so angry that she left. Stan came to the bar and spent money to ask a big man about his experience in jail. The big guy said, "A weak man like you on the first night in prison, you will immediately become a target of bullying." Stan's face changed. To protect himself, he started exercising. He learned the principle of imprisonment and learned the boxing course. In his opinion, this was all bluff and bluster. The frame in the prison would be like this. He was also swept out. The curator kicked him a few hams, which was considered a refund of his tuition. At this moment, Bill, who smoked a lot of lighter, suddenly appeared in front of him. He punched the wall and it smashed. This was the master Stan was looking for. He took Bill home immediately and paid the money to the apprentice. Mindy said, "Smoking is not allowed at home." Bill extinguished the smoke immediately. A martial arts master like him, even he put his hand on the candle and grilled for 5 minutes, it was fine. Under the high pressure of Bill, Stan began to train with elegance. Mindy was busy preparing high-protein ingredients for him. "Drink this dark thing and you will find that the food in the prison is very good." Fire-grilled belly, upside down the skin, ate the raw Scorpion King. These were Stan's daily training. And Bill smoked more cigarettes than he ate in a day. Mindy couldn't stand this kind of life anymore. She packed up all night and drove an antique car to go home. She just wanted a baby, but Stan said, "If you have a child, you can't come to the prison to visit me." Mindy got angry and left. Bill could finally teach Stan real kung fu. They started practicing from the first finger. Bill did it first. He easily penetrated a board. Stan tried but his finger bent. Bill immediately bent it back and the pain made him sweat. Every day was high-pressure training. He went through all kinds of experiences. He would hang up if he didn't pay attention. Stan was always injured at first. The body was tortured, and he had to eat raw snakes. As the training time continued to increase, every cell became full of fighting power. The muscles grew out. He could sleep on the steel bed. He could easily avoid Shaolin beads thrown by Bill. He could also smash a brick. He could even beat Bill with 1.5 strokes. In the end, he had already become a master. He let a candle fire his palm but felt nothing. By this time, Bill said, "That's not real kung fu, I smoke too much. My palm is numb so I can fire it normally." Bill had another apprentice, specialized in bad things, and hoped that Stan would never meet him. Bill drove him to the prison, and the lawyer told him he was changed to another prison. Mindy was hiding not far away, wiping tears all the time. Stan had been in this jail for 3 years. To protect him from being defiled, he tattooed a terrible creature on his butt in advance. The prison guard was so scared that his hands trembled. He shouted, "I shall die, I shall die." Shorts, a permanent resident here, knew the prison well. He introduced the situation here to Stan one by one. Cleon, the fat man, claimed to be the boss of Diamond Kings, and the one wearing sunglasses was a Mexican gang, Juanito. The most terrifying one was the big bald head, Raymond. No one dared to approach him. Then he was going to be the first one. "Let that boy go. If you can beat me." The good show was about to be staged. Raymond wanted to attack him from behind. Stan picked up the book and hit him. He didn't give Raymond a chance. He came and hit Raymond again. Although Raymond was big, Stan could beat Raymond easily because he had learned a real kung fu. He bent Raymond's fingers and Raymond hurt himself. He kicked Raymond's head to keep him from getting up again. Other people immediately stood up and invited Stan to join. But he hit the opponent with a punch. His eyes were full of little stars. Everyone came together to hit Stan. Unfortunately, no one could fight for 3 seconds. After he got the stick game, he used Shaolin Kung Fu to beat the enemy without giving him a chance to get close. With flexible hands and accurate attack, he wanted to ask if anyone dared to fight with him. Cleon wanted to get ahead, but he was knocked down. He had never been embarrassed like this. Stan became famous in the first battle in prison. No one dared to provoke him. Even the warden wanted to talk to him, and ask him to smoke an eggplant and drink a good wine that he hadn't drunk in 82 years. He was well treated like this, surely nothing good. It turned out that Stan was brought here by the judge, the lawyer and the warden. Just came to this prison. The warden wanted to turn this prison into real estate. If Stan could help bring down the prison, the warden could get him out of prison immediately. He decided to join this plan. He started to see the information related to real estate. Shorts talked about his last regret in his life. He just didn't cherish and love Miyoshi, the only person that loved him. Stan was deeply touched. He immediately wrote an apology letter for Mindy. Mindy was the one he loved the most. He would immediately have a baby with her after being released. Mindy was moved after receiving the letter. Stan didn't have to worry about his wife. Bill had been taking care of her these months. He cuckolded Stan. Stan was tired of life in prison. He was in prison and set off a wave of anti-violent actions. Since everyone had inexhaustible energy, why not dance together? From now on, things like defiling inmates would never happen again. Unless they truly loved each other. Like Raymond and the old man, Tyler. He hoped everyone could get rid of the bad habit. If you don't take it, come and fight with me. From then, there was no more fighting in the prison. Many people wanted to join Stan's gang. He became a famous person in prison. All fights would be resolved when Stan came here. These two strong men used to fight in the morning before. But now one person was going to say sorry. The other immediately said that he was wrong too. People often gathered on birthday days and drank toilet juice. And Mindy also came to visit Stan in prison. Two of them slept together. Mindy said about the story that Bill had cuckolded him. If this could be tolerated, what couldn't? After he was released from prison, he must kill Bill. The warden saw the peace in the prison. He knew that all of this was all because of Stan. He grabbed him and brainwashed him immediately. Next week, the prison delegation would visit. When the time came, as long as they created a large-scale prison riot, the prison guards would shoot all the prisoners. And this prison would close immediately. And they would start a real estate business the next day. If someone didn't listen, the bodyguard would kill them. Stan did not agree at that time, but in the middle of the night, he had a nightmare of Mindy and Bill being together. He immediately made up his mind and wanted to be released soon. He never mediated fights between gangs. Everyone started to fight each other again. His nature had changed drastically. He dared not tell the truth. He hoped that Shorts would not go to the playground tomorrow. Shorts immediately told the two leaders on the second day. The warden took the delegation to visit the prison. He told Stan, the jail will be a mess at 12:30, everything is planned. Stan saw Bill and his wife were in an inexplicable relationship. He was about to kill his wife, but he was caught by the prison guard. The warden took care of everything. The officer said he could be released today. It was almost 12:30. He thought that inmates who loved each other were about to be destroyed. Stan finally gave up his chance of being released to find a way to save everyone. At this moment, Bill told Stan, because he smoked too many cigarettes a day, he lost his ability as a man. It was impossible to cuckold Stan. Stan finally understood, and he knocked down the guard. He wanted to stop everyone from going to the playground, but it was too late. A police officer was handing out fighting weapons to everyone. Stan was also prevented by a bodyguard. So this bodyguard was Bill's apprentice. In the beginning, Stan was so dizzy. He had no chance to fight back. Just when the big brother wanted to rape him, he immediately used his unique skill. He went behind the opponent, gave the opponent a sour experience that he had never been experienced before. And then quickly hit at his Achilles heel. He had the advantages after a few rounds. Even if the opponent took out a weapon, he couldn't win Stan. Finally, he used one finger to end this battle. Stan came to the rooftop and wanted to stop everyone from fighting. It was a pity that everyone had already been around the playground. At the moment of crisis, Shorts gave an antique tape recorder. Hearing the familiar melody, everyone started singing and dancing again. Even the officials on the stage jumped with the music. Never seen such a wonderful prison. The police had no reason to shoot. The angry warden had to shoot and kill everyone. Then he aimed his gun at Stan, and Bill arrived on the battlefield in time. He threw out Shaolin beads to stop everything. 3 years later, everyone under Stan's leadership began to practice kung fu. The lawyer who framed him was sent to prison on the day of his release from prison. Everyone said goodbye to him without a word. At the end of the movie, Bill brought their daughter to pick Stan out of prison. A family of 4 people lives happily together. This comedy movie was called Big Stan. It tells the story of the protagonist practicing Chinese kung fu hard and becoming a famous prisoner. Like and subscribe for more reviewing videos.